yo, 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 yo. Good morning, my people. Top of the top. It is the 22nd day of March. It is Sunday. It is 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And I got to thank the big fella upstairs for once again allowing me to be able to wake up to see another day. Another minute, another hour for me to put my feet on the ground, to yawn, stretch, breathe, uh, to not have no health issues. Just thanking him for everything because with him, all things is possible. Shouts to all my people out there moving around on this Sunday. For some people who still might have to go to work, people who might be coming home from work, anybody who's up going to church today. Some of you guys got morning service and afternoon service. Peace to every single last one of y'all that's traveling. Please arrive there safe as you can. If you just happen to go out there and want to enjoy the weather, whatever the weather is in your city, throw something on the grill, whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is that you're doing or where you're trying to go, casino, just whatever, you're going out to eat with the family, just be safe wherever you are going at all times. And I hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day and knowing with him, once again, all things is possible. Good morning to all my people. Welcome, welcome. I think it's been a minute since I probably had got up this early on a Sunday. Usually my Sunday lives are handled in the afternoon, but I said the early bird get the worm, so why not get it? Why not get it while it's good? If you are just coming in or if you're new to the channel, come on in, smash the like button. We're going to get into a few things. So please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to Duck Studios. And welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. What's up, family? What's the deal with y'all? I had a very interesting day yesterday. I was out from 10:30. Mike Ron, what up? I was out from 10:30 to 7:30 yesterday. And sometimes when you haven't done those kind of hours, you're getting used to it again. But the difference is you're actually doing something where it's not a whole bunch of work and it's very, very, very simple. So I finally got something where it's not such a headache. A lot of jobs sometimes they are a headache. That's why I always tell people when you go get jobs, just keep in mind, try to get something where it's not such a headache, where you're gonna feel good about getting up doing it. It's not so much stress. Because that's the problem we have in America. A lot of people are not satisfied with what they do for a living. They say they do it for benefits, which I don't. Sometime with me, I really don't care about all that because my thing is, what are you benefiting from going to a job that you don't even like? You don't like your co-workers, you don't like your supervisors, you come home, you're mad at work, you go to work, you're mad at whatever. Like it's a lot. So, I always tell people, let's find something we want to do that's less stressful, that it'll make us feel good about getting up, going to work, because the world is bigger than just going to pay bills. If you're working just to pay bills, you suck. I'm gonna tell you like that right now. If you're not getting no kind of fun in life and you're just working just to pay bills, you suck. You suck and your life is boring. It's that simple. Because I'm gonna have me some fun. For real. I'm not gonna cater my time to jobs that they just want you with them more than you're at home. Because that's what it is. We live in America where we're spending more time at work than we are in our own homes. we're making businesses more profitable, and we ain't really getting nothing out the deal. So just keep that in mind. Nobody has to agree with me because I'm not looking for you to. So understand that part. Now I missed a lot of boxing yesterday. I realized I forgot there was a fight that came on early on the zone. I missed that. I'm kind of pissed about that. I ended up missing a lot of pro box last night. Only thing I caught was the main event because I was too busy catching um, Carlos Adams and Austin Williams. I had to catch them. I had to catch that card. So I can't really talk too much about the pro box card and how that card went. I will have to go back and look at that all over. Yeah, it was but shouts to Lester Williams. Excuse me, Lester Williams. Damn it. Shout out to Lester Martinez. Shout out to congratulations to him and Brian Bomack. I watched their performance. But even with that fight, I got to go back and watch the earlier rounds because I only got to see 2 rounds, and that was the 10th round. Once again, I was too busy watching the DAZN card. So I needed to watch Carlos Adams and Austin Williams. Great fight. And I watched every round. Let me tell you something. What makes boxing great, and this is why I tell y'all that boxing's not dead. Fights like that last night, no matter what they had him up on the scorecard, no matter what he looked like he did in there. Shout outs to Carlos Adams, but a bigger shout out to Austin Williams. Oh, you're going to give him a shout out for losing? No, I'm going to give him a shout out for putting up the fight that he put up. He put up a hell of a fight. And at any time, that fight could have been stopped. Rather, it would have been by a referee, a doctor, or his corner. I believe it was maybe the 12th round where we started seeing Williams fade out a little bit, but he still managed to hang in there. We can't overlook that there was a lot of punches he threw back and he caught Adams with. I think a lot of us is overlooking that because y'all don't give people their props. You guys don't like losers. You just like winners. That's all you guys crave for is winners. Yeah, no, Doug Zoe, nobody likes losers. It's depressing. Adam said this will be an easy fight for him. That wasn't an easy fight. Y'all can't tell me, I don't care how impressive he looked to y'all, that was an easy fight. Why? Because his face looked okay and Austin's face looked damaged. So that made it an easy fight. That wasn't no easy fight. Because according to Adams, this would be the easiest fight he's been in. I can't say that. Maybe y'all can. I don't think so. So with that being said, I'm more interested now to see Austin Williams again. Come back later this year. Because even when guys lose, it depends on how they lose or how bad they lost. I think it'll determine not so much if we want to see him again, but if the powers that be think it's worth seeing him again. I think it is. There was a lot of punches that he caught Adams with that kind of stunned Adams. You know, Adams will probably say nothing he threw or hit me with affected me, but I saw it different. But when you got fights like that, or even fights last night with the Lester Martinez fight, even when you watch that, I didn't catch the whole thing, but from the 10th round, which I got to go back, but even from the 10th round to the 12th round, it was great. Now I will go watch the other rounds, but from what I saw, it was great. And y'all got the audacity to be upset with how boxing's going. Boxing's dead, boxing's this, boxing's that. Make that make sense. How, Sway? Y'all telling me all this action we've been getting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we've been getting a lot of good fights, rather if they're not here in the United States or not. We've been getting a lot of fights that haven't even been here. They're outside the US. So I'm trying to figure out what some of y'all be talking about when y'all having these complaints and arguments about nothing. You're gonna honestly look at that Austin and Adams fight and say that was a boring fight? Or you gonna look at the fight that Lester Martinez had and go, once again, shout out to Brian Bomac? Because some of y'all swear, oh, he doesn't have Keyshawn no more. Chance Crawford's retired. Brian Bomac is done. Well, Brian Bomac showed you last night he's far from done. Because he has Lester Martinez, who's getting ready to go off and do some great things. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know a lot about Lester. I need to do my homework on him. I wish I could have Brian Bomac on the show to talk about him, but I'm sure going to reach out to him today and congratulate him on that. And, you know, we got another fight week this week, so let's keep in mind we got the Zone and PBC this week. And we got Pro Box coming back this week. Y'all have nothing to complain about. Because at this point, with all this boxing that they're giving us, now you're just complaining just to complain. That's how I'm going to look at y'all. You're just complaining to complain. PBC, Matchroom, Pro Box, all this week. I forgot where they're from. Is it California this week? They're somewhere this week. So deep down inside, Jermaine Franklin, I keep forgetting his opponent's name. Fedora, Thurman, so much. So much to talk about. The week after that, check this, right? Stay with me, y'all, because, you know, I might seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. Stay with me. So the week after this week, the following week, do y'all realize we got Caroline DeBar versus Terry Harper? I believe that's April 4th. Excuse me, that's April 5th. I'm doing it backwards. Before we get to that, April 4th, we got Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder. April 4th. The next day, we got Caroline DeBar against Terry Harper. Like, what in God's name are we talking about? Oh, to go further, I believe the week after that, April 10th, at the Prudential Center in Newark, Ofacio, Keith Cologne, Chance. It's so many people that's on this card for April 10th that it's ridiculous. And then the next day, we got Vito. I think that's a Pro Box card in Atlantic City. April 10th and April 11th. People, what in God's name are we talking about? Oh, to go further, the very next week, Alicia Baumgartner returns as a headliner at MSG. What are y'all talking about? What we have been getting, especially in the month of March, I mean, I could count January and February, but the month of March going into April, what the hell are we talking about? The only thing that's not interested in talking about is the Fury. I don't care nothing about him. It may be Usyk. coming back against whatever this guy is. They're the only two fights I'm not interested in talking about, and they're the ones I'm not watching. And I'm okay with Usyk over Fury, but neither one of them got a fight that I'm interested in looking at. Therefore, I won't waste my time. So I'm trying to put all this together and figure out what are we doing. I'm trying to put all this together to figure out what exactly it is that we are doing. Because we're going to see some magic in the sport of boxing. And when I think about how the walls are closing in on certain people in boxing, which I mean by that is there's certain people who are not going to be able to, as we say, I don't want to say duck, but more avoid people. I think that's it's slowly coming to an end, where somebody's going to have to fight somebody that they've been trying to either avoid or they've been trying to get more money for, which is cool. You got to make your bread, right? But because of, like I said, what we've seen everybody do coming together, it's going to be hard for guys to not fight who they're supposed to. And if they're not, then they don't need to hold up the sport of boxing or hold up their division. But from what I'm seeing, it's looking real good in the sport of boxing. I have no complaints. I have no concerns. I really don't have no worries because I take boxing for what it is. I take it for what it is. That one day boxing is going to be this, and then the next day is going to be that. It's going to be up and down, where we don't want to get too. The thing is this, right? We don't want to get too spoiled where we expect to get everything that we ask for. I would love that. But there's going to be some times that you got to prepare yourself to say, yeah, they not going to make that fight happen. Or maybe it's not time for that. Or maybe we'll never get it. Or I'm not going to entertain it until I find out what's going on. Like I looked at something last night that kind of caught me, and I go, see, here people go starting shit, and people kill me when they put up something or post, and then they go, it's rumored, as if they're not pushing the rumor. So I'm looking at this Jaron Bruce Ennis and Xander Zayas, and I happen to look at this flyer. I almost jumped out the window with it. And I'm glad I didn't do it because I would have been part of the same people that I'm talking about now. So I see Jaron Bruce Ennis versus Xander Zayas, rumored June 6th, Madison Square Garden. Now, I got no problem with that. Ray, what's up, my Alabama / Cali sister? I got no problem with that one. And I'm not going to get to that today. I'm going to get past this week. And then maybe next week I'm gonna come with Xander and Boots. I'm gonna come with that next week, not this week, because they're not fighting this week. So there's no need to drag that this week. But I'm gonna put my thumbnail up, and next week we're gonna get into that. But when I saw it, I said, this ain't bad. But for to say it's rumored, listen, if something doesn't come out of a fighter's mouth, or if you don't see Ring post something, or a promoter says anything, don't take nothing and post it, y'all. Or don't believe a post that you see. Because now the minute that we find out that it's not true, we got an issue. Now I like to think we got a better chance of getting Xander versus Boots than we are the Jim. I'm already, the Virgil Ortiz, y'all still on it. I'm off that already. Because y'all act like y'all don't know the situation he's in. Just like y'all don't act like y'all don't know the situation that the other one's in that I be tired of y'all talking about. So therefore, it's not much of a conversation right now. So I said June 6th. That sounds great. If that was actually a date. Now there's a possibility that if June 6th that can happen between those two at the garden, oh yeah, I'm all for it. But until I see something or hear something, I can't go for it. I had to wait before I put up T.O. and Shakur because I'm like, yeah, man, Shakur's probably with it, but this dude T.O., we don't know, man. He might change his mind at any minute, at any moment. So before I posted, let me hold on. But I started seeing so much, I started seeing so much posters for that. I was like, oh shit, maybe it's really happening. So I DM'd somebody and asked them about it. They like, nah, bro, it's really happening. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can go and start posting it then. Because, we just got to be careful with these posts. But everything I just gave y'all for this month, going into next month, is worth watching. Hey, ProBox, PBC, Matchroom this week. You got choices where you could easily say, I don't want to watch nothing but the Keith Thurman. I don't even care about the other two. I don't care about watching Jermaine Franklin. I don't care about watching the PBC. Oh, okay, well, or ProBox. You got choices. Because there's no way y'all going to tell me I'm not watching none of them. You're not going to tell me that. Because then you're full of it. But you do have a choice to pick which one it is exactly. Me, I'm going for all three. I'm going for all three. Somehow I'm gonna be running around like I should have been yesterday. I'm gonna have one fight on in the living room and have one fight on in the bedroom, which would be ProBox. I'm gonna have to run back and forth to look at both. So that way, when I get up that Sunday, I can talk about it. Because we're gonna come right back here next Sunday. But like I said, it's kind of hard for me to get into the cards that was on ProBox because, like I said, I missed the whole event. What'd I do, babe? You said, damn, Duck, what'd I do, babe? Oh, come on, babe, what'd I do? You can't just say, damn, Duck, what'd I do? When you say, damn, that means I did something. What'd I do? What'd I do, babe? What'd I do now? Come on, babe, don't leave me out in the cold. Oh, yeah, well, you know what, babe? I think they got those TVs where you used to be able to watch two things at one time. I think those TVs still exist. I think I'm gonna have to end up getting me one. I think D Free has one. Everybody know the TV I'm talking about. Where you could watch a football game, and then you could watch a basketball game. I don't own one of those TVs, but I think I'm gonna get one. Yeah, yeah. Everybody knows about those TVs. Even if you never had one of those TVs in your life, where you could watch two different movies at one time. I know that's a lot. That's a lot to be watching because that's too much going on. I think it'll hurt your eyes, but unless you don't care. Some people go, I'm not doing all that. Some people, it's difficult for them to do that. I know some people told me, they was like, I can't do that. That's too much. Because, you'll hurt your eyes. But that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be doing. Going from my living room to that room. Oh, wow. Ray, you thinking about getting it? You thinking about going for it? Yeah, that's a lot. People will spend more money on the TVs than they. You know what, Vay? YouTube is my TV. The only time I watch TV is if I'm watching something in particular. Maybe Law and Order. It's crazy. All my shows I like are cop shows. Law and Order, First 48. I watch Cops, the old show. But there's nothing unless I'm watching Martin or Fresh Prince or Family Matters. When we take it back old school. Other than that, I don't really give a shit about TV. TV is whack. They got garbage commercials. These commercials in the last 5 to 6 years have been trash. Yeah, there's certain things I watch on TV that, but other than that, YouTube is my TV because I'm able to put up whatever it is that I want to look at. I don't deal with TV like that. If I need to look at the news to see what the weather is, maybe, or sometime it'll come across my phone. I don't deal with TV like that. TV's trash. You know what I want to work on? I want to work on having my own. Um, you know how Netflix and Tubi and all that. I want to work on having something like that on my own. Yeah, that's what I do. On my YouTube, I put on a lot of music and I just sit back and I'm saying that's I'm very simple with it. Um, but yeah, I don't do TV like that. TV's trash. TV's trash. These commercials are trash. Music is trash. Sometimes depends on what you know. Everything's trash, man. That's why we're blessed to be able to have these platforms where we can be creative and come up with our own stuff. That's what being a content creator is all about, being creative. Um, so yeah, three. You got, like I said, Pro Box, PBC, Matchroom all this week. Yeah, you got to do that. You got to throw on some classic, definitely. So slowly, slowly, um, there's gonna be some changes with No Doug Zone and Duck Studios because now we're getting in the position where we can change a few things. Um, expect to see a different banner. I was supposed to have the different banner a while ago, but expect to see a different banner. Today I'm going to be calling a friend of mine to try to get an intro going. I'm going to be calling him to do an intro. So I got some things that I will be working on. So I got a friend I'm going to call today. We're going to change some things over here. Yeah, it's meant to evolve. Exactly. Exactly. A lot of people don't understand that. So more merchandise, coffee mugs, a lot of things are going to start coming now because financially I couldn't really do that like that. But thank God Mrs. Duck was, holding me down. But y'all gonna expect to see some things. The weather's about to get warm. We trying to come with some No Duck Zone white beaters. We about to come out with a whole bunch of stuff. I told you we got these to hold your phone in. Got these cases you can put your marijuana, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Your wallet, your money. You know what I mean? So y'all might want to get these because I'm telling you, these come in handy. I take this with me, not everywhere. Summertime is too heavy to carry in my pocket. I don't know if I'm doing that. But these come in handy. So stop playing. Copy one of these. Shout outs to all my amateurs this past week that got it going. And this week, I think a lot of y'all are 2 weeks away, maybe 3 weeks away from going to MSG, Madison Square Garden. So shout outs to all the ones that'll be going to the garden. Bring Masters Road to the garden. Hey, shout outs to all the y'all. Shout outs to all the New Jersey guys who participate in the Golden Gloves. Shout outs to everybody in the Golden Gloves all over the world that's doing their thing. I just posted something where the Golden Gloves is coming up or coming to an end or something for Cincinnati, um, Ohio. Shout out to Cincinnati, Ohio. Shouts to all the amateurs out there. Shouts to all the coaches out there, man. Shout out to amateur boxing, period. I don't know. You know what, y'all? I be having ups and downs about how I feel sometime about what I want to do with myself when it comes to amateur boxing. And then I told myself, you know what? I've been wanting to start doing my own shows, and that's gonna come. That's gonna happen. Sometimes, when you're feeling down because you don't have it. Let me tell you what not having it makes you feel like as a man. It doesn't make you feel like a man, even though you're one. So if you can't provide like that or do what you want to do, it kind of disturbs and distracts how you think as a man. Which you start giving up on stuff that you shouldn't be giving up on, because being down on your feet is only temporary. But if you continue to be down on your feet, is basically it's because you're starting to feel sorry for yourself, and you can't do that. That's what the devil does, continues to kick you while you're down because he doesn't want to see you up. But boy, once you up and you keep God on your side and you stay prayed up out here, there's nothing that can happen to you, and there's nothing that you can't do. Long as you stay prayed up and you keep them by your side. And even with you staying prayed up, there's gonna be some days that the devil gonna come knock at your door. He's gonna definitely come knock because that's his job, to come knock. But you gotta stay prayed up, and you just gotta continue to believe. So now, I look at some things and I go, you know what? Steady, you keep saying this is what you want, this is what you're gonna go for. Don't keep sitting here saying what you want. Go for it. And that's what I tend to do. So when you look up and there's probably some No Duck Zone shows, I mean, I already have an annual barbecue, which that's a good start. So to have some amateur shows, I'm definitely get ready to get that going and make that happen. But also to get the shows going, of course, I have to be part of a club. So now I got to find a club to be a part of, so I can get some shows going. So when I do some searching for what gyms I want to be a part of, we'll get it going. I have to pick the right gym and make the right decision, and what gym I want to be, I will be comfortable with. And I'm cool with a lot of gyms out there, a lot of them. So it's not a hard pick. It would be just me deciding what's best for me. The traveling arrangements, because people don't understand the traveling arrangements plays a part, especially in New York City. There's so many different ways that you can get around New York. The problem is when you're traveling in New York, depends on where you're going, it can take anywhere from 35 to maybe 45 minutes. Depends on where you're going. Now you say, man, it shouldn't take that long, but a lot of times, it's just crazy here. You got guys that travel. You got guys that they don't go to boxing gyms in their boroughs. Some of them travel to different boroughs. It all depends on what's best for you, because when you're joining a boxing gym, or if you're joining any gym, Planet Fitness, I don't care what it is. If you're going out your way to join the gym, you're obviously trying to get your money's worth too. And then sometimes it could be nobody knows me here. That's why I joined this gym. Nobody knows me here. I don't want to go where I know people. But also, you have to get your money's worth. It's got to be worth you traveling 30 to 45 minutes or maybe an hour to get to that gym. Because you can never just join the gym to just join the gym. I think that's stupid. Because when you're joining a gym, you're paying rent there, just as if you were renting an apartment or if you were paying your own bills. So my best advice is that if you're not serious about being in that gym or gym period, I suggest you don't give your money up. Because a lot of these gyms are reasonable, but then a lot of them cost. And believe me, when you pay to join the gym and you don't show up, they're not losing out, but you are going to lose out. Then you're going to be like, I want my money, and then you can't get your money back. You know what I'm saying? Um, just, that was just for somebody who doesn't know. So, yeah, as far as doing shows, it's something that I've been thinking about for the last 4 years, baby. And people always ask, when? And I'm like, sometimes when you try to force something before God's timing, um, it can backfire on you and blow up in your face. So when I was saying to myself, yo, I need to do these shows, and this was like 3 years ago, I'm like, man, you ain't got financially, you ain't got it like that, bro. I mean, with a couple of sponsors, maybe you can get it going. But let's be honest, to have sponsors is not easy, man. It's difficult to have sponsors. It's very difficult. Sometimes you have to be your own sponsor. You got to be your own sponsor sometimes because it's difficult. Anything you do when you're trying to get sponsored, when you're trying to get endorsements, when you're trying to make everything work for you, it's kind of difficult. And a lot of it takes time and it takes a lot of work. Sometimes we don't have the patience for it. So, as far as me doing shows, amateur shows, yeah, it's something that I'm planning on doing. I got a bright idea of what I want to do too. I can't share it because when you share it, man, these people out here will rob you they will rob you without a weapon. You got to be careful who you share your info with. And I'm learning that because you tell somebody something, they go, you know what? I never thought of that. That's a good idea. Oh, you can forget it. They just took your idea. When they gotta go, you know what? I never thought of that. Yeah, I never thought of that. Oh, you just lost it. Forget it. It's over. You shouldn't have said nothing. And then you can't go to court and sue them. Can't take them for nothing. You took my idea. Don't tell nobody nothing, man. See, I could tell my wife something all day. I could tell her something all day. Y'all be sitting there telling other people, other podcasters, and I mean, all that is cool. But then when you look up and your idea is taken, now you and him got beef. Because the biggest thing out here is right now is you stole my content. That's the biggest thing. You stole my content. I don't mind you stealing my content, but give me some credit for it. It ain't about credit. I mind. I don't care nothing about no credit. The only time I care about credit is when I'm using my credit card. I don't care about that. Don't steal my shit. Because when you have to steal somebody else's, you're not a content creator. You are a constant creator. Because you're constantly stealing somebody's shit. Ain't no, oh man, give me credit. I don't mind you stealing my content, but give me credit, man. I mind. I mind. Go create your own shit. Don't come steal mine. Oh, I ain't steal it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I don't want you to pay me for mine. I don't want you up here shouting me out. If you stole it, yeah, press one if you stole it. That kind of shit. Man. Yeah, listen. I ain't got to be. Yeah, listen. Hey, babe. This is this is the no Doug zone. We don't Doug nothing over here. If it's got to be mentioned, it's got to be mentioned. Straight up, 'cause that's the problem. Everybody waits until something dramatic happens and they try to keep it inside. And when they can't take it no more, that's when they want to let it out. I'm not gonna wait till it get to that point. I'm gonna bring it to you straight up like I am now. Don't steal my shit, because I'm not gonna steal yours. Because I am a content creator, not a constant creator. There's a difference between the two. You got more constant creators on YouTube than you got content creators. That's a fact. Mo McLean, what the hell is a constant creator? I just told you what a constant creator is. I mean, you know what? You can, but then you make yourself look bad by doing that. They could do that, babe, but they make themselves look bad. You know how many things in this world there is to talk about, especially in the sport of boxing? By all means, I'm never sitting around waiting to hear what somebody else has to say and then sit there and go, oh, I'm going to still have one. 9 times out of 10, I'm not really interested in really talking about what everybody's talking about. It depends on who we talking about, maybe, and what we're talking about. But a lot of times, if you know this, man, I'd be like, I don't care nothing about that shit. Just because there's 20 other channels talking about it, that don't mean I care. Because it all depends on who we talking about. There's some things I'd be like, oh yeah, we could talk about this fight. Like next week, I'm going straight to the Boots and Xander. Only reason why I'm not doing it this week because there's a lot going on this week. I'm not doing that. You know, it's a lot going on this week, and we need to be. One thing about me, when it's fight week, I like to focus on who's ever fighting this week. I told y'all this before. I've probably been saying this for the last 2 years. Whoever fighting this week is who I like to focus on. At one time on here, we used to do that. And for some reason, we stopped because we wanted to decide what was more of a popular conversation. A more popular conversation is talking about somebody who's not even fighting. Somebody who either just fought and we don't know when the next time they fighting, or somebody we ain't seen fighting a year or two. But we're bringing them up. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Are they fighting this week? Or are they fighting next week? Do you know when they fighting? No, I don't know either. So what we talking about? Yo, but yeah, it's a conversation and everybody's talking about it. Okay, so you do what you see everybody else do? This is how I know a lot of y'all are followers. Because when y'all sit there and say everybody's doing something, I thought you supposed to worry about what you got going on. I didn't know that we became content creators to follow what other people do or say. Some of y'all are the type that if they told y'all right now, they got $5,000 for y'all if y'all turn in y'all weapons. Y'all the type that'll be like, yo, he turned his weapon in, I'm gonna go turn mine in. And don't know it's a damn setup. That's what y'all do. Y'all followers. Well, everybody's talking about it. I never sit around and worry about what everybody's talking about. Because I come from a world. See, y'all come from a social media world. I'm an 80s baby. It wasn't no social media. Social media didn't hit for me until MySpace. What was that? 2002, maybe 2003, if I'm not mistaken, maybe later on. So I don't come from that world. I come from a world where it's like, man, I don't care what's going on over there. I don't want to hear that shit. Show me proof of that. Oh, everybody's talking about this? I mean, that's cool. That's cool. But it ain't doing nothing for me. So, that's the world that I come from, where I'm not amused by hearing what everybody's talking about. Now, there are certain things like the Boots and Xander where I can't say, well, I don't want to talk about it because everybody's talking about it. No, that's something to talk about, especially if we know that possibly happen, but continuing to talk about Virgil and Boots, nah. Now, unless something happens where I don't want to say it could take a turn for the worse because I think it did already. I don't know how much worse it can get. But if something happens to flip and something good could come out of it, then I could be like, all right, it's back up. But until then, Virgil's out. From what I see in my eyes, Xander got maybe 1 foot in. So, we want to see what happens with that. And that's the reason why I said next week I'll come back with it. But, yeah. But as far as the amateurs, and like I was saying, and financially, when you can't do something, it kind of affects you a whole lot, especially on this YouTube, because everybody's not making the money. And it kind of questions you start questioning yourself, is it even meant for me to do this? Should I even be up here? I can't find anything to talk about that can get enough people in my live to make me stay on. Oh, Vay, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, Vay. There's a busload of them. Like I said, there's more constant creators that exist than content creators. Y'all can take that however you want to take it. This guy's always talking. This guy only got 4 people in his damn live, and he has 800 and something subscribers. He's always talking. You know why? Because I don't let how many people that's in my chat affect how I do my lives. Y'all do. Because for the 4 people that's watching me, I appreciate them. It's Sunday morning. They ain't got to watch me. Rather if they like me or not. But I appreciate them. I don't need 100 people in here or 300 or 500 people to get my point across. Y'all need that. Y'all need that. Because if y'all don't get those amount of people in your channels, you're having a temper tantrum. I don't need that. We 47 minutes in. Y'all ain't even heard me tell nobody to smash the like button. Y'all ain't heard me say that since the beginning of when I started the show. Y'all don't see me put my Cash App up no more. Y'all don't hear me to ask anybody to send a super chat. I don't even do all that no more. Sometimes it ain't worth people paying you because maybe they don't like your content. They don't like how you talk or how you describe things. They don't like it, so they go, this channel ain't worth me sending $1 to. It ain't worth sending a super chat to. Why would I waste my time? He got to fix his content before I send him anything. Well, guess what? Rather you send me something or not, I'm going to still go live because I didn't start out making money. So regardless, I'm going to go live. Rather if I get a super chat, PayPal, Cash App, it don't matter. I'm going to be live regardless. That's what makes you a content creator. You're going to make your money. By all means, you're going to make your money. Rather if it's fast money or slow money. Fast money and slow money is better than no money, but it depends on how you're making that fast money. Everybody has to move at their own pace. Everybody has to do what's best for their channel. So even if you got content that people don't like, you're covering stories that people don't like what you say and they never agree with you, then they shouldn't watch you. Because like I said before, they have that button where it says, I don't recommend this channel. You don't have to block people. You don't have to report them. They got where it says, I don't recommend this channel. And all you do is don't recommend the channel. And then you never have to worry about seeing them again. That's how it works in the real world. I got 10 minutes on here, y'all. 10 minutes, I'm gonna be off. All right, we're gonna go to 9 o'clock, and then I have to get ready to go serve the Lord. So, yeah. So we need to be mindful of that. With your subscribers, don't stress so much about I need to get my subscribers up. I'm 30 subscribers away from 900. That might take a little minute. That might take a little minute for me to get that. Yeah, 10 minutes I'm off, babe. I gotta get off. I can't be on too long today. You know what? In my case, some guys would be like, they can't even come up here and do a live by themselves for 30 to 45 minutes without feeling like they gotta have somebody up on their live with them. See, a lot of y'all are tough when y'all in a group on the lives, but if you had to get up here by yourself, a lot of you wouldn't make it. Because there's a difference for you sitting up here for 30 to 45 minutes talking with no guests versus saying, oh God, I'm saved. Somebody came up here with me. That's cool, but just know that I'm going to do it with or without anybody. Jay Bliss, what's up, my brother? I'm going to do it with them, and that's not bragging. Because you got to understand, if you ever have a fallout with people that you thought you was cool with, that should not determine if you get up here or not. Oh man, I was so used to getting up there with them. I'm not up there now with them. Now I gotta find a whole bunch of new people to bring to my channel so I can not feel alone. I can't get up there by myself because what am I gonna talk about for 30 minutes? Same thing you've been talking about when they was there, but you don't want to do it alone. Make that make sense. So these are just some of the things that we have to learn and understand. Because I had to tell myself there's going to be times where either guys can't come up here with you or they don't want to, or you had a fallout. Be careful with that. You have a fallout with people and you used to bringing people on the show. Sometimes people will sit there and say, nah, he can sit up there by himself. She can sit up there by herself. Let's see how they do with me not around. Or let's see how they do with us not around. Oh, don't get it twisted, baby. Don't get it twisted, baby. I can do it. Rather if it's 30 minutes to 45 to an hour, baby, I can do it. Go to a couple of my lives. I done did it. Because every live you do don't have to be 2 hours, 3 hours. The whole point of being a content creator is whatever you up there talking about doesn't always take 2 hours. It all depends. If you have a guest or you're in a deep conversation about something. But every time on YouTube doesn't take you 2 hours to get your point across. Yeah, I know everybody's dying to get those watch hours. But before you can worry about getting the watch hours, you need to watch your content. Before you can worry about watch hours, you need to watch your content. Don't worry about the watch hours, watch your content. Watch yourself. Pay attention to your peace, space, and surroundings. Pay attention to all that. Because rather if I have people up here or not, one thing about it, one thing's for sure, two things are for certain. The show don't stop. The show don't stop with me, baby. Oh, I know Jay Bliss. Oh, I know Jay Bliss. Trust me. That's why Jay Bliss, I call them constant creators and not content creators. Because there's a difference between a content creator and a constant creator. You know, y'all ever had that friend in your life or that family member? They just constant. getting into some shit every time you turn around. And you always in something every time I turn around. Everybody's had somebody like that, family or friend. That's how these people are on these YouTube streets. And you could tell how a lot of them were when they were young. They either got bullied or they were used to being a bully. That's how it is. This YouTube shit is not hard to figure out. It's really not hard to figure out. It's really not hard to figure out. People make it more difficult than what it has to be. It's really not hard. I'm a boxing guy. But I'm also a guy who speaks about life. Because for this YouTube, it's deeper than boxing. It's life. Knowing that we can come to a place that can make us rich. You can literally get rich off YouTube if you're doing things the right way. But you got a lot of suckers who's just doing all this unnecessary shit just for clout, for views. I'd rather be a broke ass dude on YouTube than somebody selling his soul for $1. I'd rather be a broke ass dude on YouTube. I'd rather not get another Cash App, no PayPal, no none of that, no super chat. I'd rather not get none of that than to be up here acting a donkey for $1. I'm not doing that. C4, what's up? I'm not doing that. All you have to do is stay true to who you are. Don't stay true to who you are because somebody's asking you to. Because you have to do what's best for you. I do what's best for me and my wife and not nobody else. Because don't nobody else matter. It's messed up, but it is what it is. You don't matter. So every move I make, every decision I make, I have to include her in it. Because anything I do not only affects me, but it affects her. So we just got to be mindful of that. But boxing's been great. It was great this week. It was great last week. It was great the week before. It's going to be greater this week. We're coming into a great week. I'm proud of what I see going on with these amateurs out here in different states. You know, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Yo, man, it's crazy. They switched my Instagram account. Check this out what they did, y'all. Peep this, Seafood. Because I've been getting a little pissed off the last year or two with my Instagram when I told y'all they wouldn't let me follow anybody because I had to unfollow someone, which I thought that was stupid. So just recently, they switched my Instagram account, and now all of a sudden, I can start following people. Like, because before, I couldn't follow people. And I couldn't understand how everybody was able to follow me, and I couldn't follow nobody. And first of all, I'm not following that many people for y'all to say I need to unfollow somebody. So I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It ain't that serious. Yeah. So I realized not yesterday, maybe the day before, it might have been 2-3 days. I'm on my Instagram and I happen to look, and it said it switched my Instagram account. So I'm like, switch my Instagram account. What the fuck going on here, man? Because I got a lot of videos and pictures that I can't afford to lose. I can't afford to lose that. So I'm looking, and then I realized what they did, and I said, I think they might have saw that I was having an issue, because I just don't understand how, like, I'm following that many people. I'm like, nah, fam. I'm like, come on, stop it. So, yeah, it got fixed. So for anybody who, for the last couple months to a year, people have been trying to follow me and I couldn't follow them back. Now I'm able to follow people back. So yesterday I was doing some following people back. So yeah, it's all good. We up now. We up. I'm happy because I didn't want a lot of people thought that I wasn't interested in following them back. Because I get that a lot. I get barked on about that. And I'm like, look, hold on, wait a minute, time out. I don't control Instagram. I don't control Instagram. So what do you want me to do? There's no there's no phone number where I could call a Gram like, yo, listen, I'm having an issue. All that help center and all that, I ain't got time for none of that shit, man. I ain't got time to be. Some of us will go crazy looking for answers, and I'm not the type of guy who's gonna go crazy looking for answers. After a while, I'm just gonna take it for what it is. But now it's up, so everything is good. At some point, there's some things I gotta switch on my Gram. I think I'm gonna do it today, so there's some things I'm gonna work on to switch up. So just be on the lookout for that. Like I said, shout outs to Lester Martinez and Brian Bomack. Great performance. I'm gonna go back to watch the rest of that fight and that card. Shout outs to Adams and Williams last night. Great fight. Shout outs to everybody. Pro fighters, the amateur fighters, the amateur ladies, the pro ladies. Shout outs to boxing, period. And thank you for continuing to give us great fights. Even if it's the ones that people are not asking for, who cares? Because they're not real fans anyway. They're just what we call a bunch of D riders. So we're not worried about them. Thank y'all. It's fight week this week. Thurman, Fedora. We're going to get into that later on in the week. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We're going to get into a lot of other stuff this week. Y'all just got to let me get my brain together. I got a new gig I just started, so right now my mind is on making money. But we're going to try to, we're going to try to get something going. I got somebody I want to reach out to, possibly to bring up on the show. I'm going to see if I can make it happen, so just bear with me. Bear with me, because I got a lot of things going. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Remember to protect your peace, space, and surroundings. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.